Now I came across this yesterday. I wanted to deep dive into this, and I find that quite intriguing that Jeff Bezos is also big on AI, space tech, other than his main businesses, which obviously is Amazon and AWS, Amazon Web Services, and all that. So Jeff Bezos has his own AI startup project called Project Prometheus that's already valued at 38 billion US dollars despite being founded 5 months ago. Guys, if this is true, this is insane. This is insane. Valued at 38 billion dollars in 5 months. Let's actually check this. What's this all about? I'm gonna devour everything related to it. We are gonna learn about it together. What this is, what it means, and what's the future of this. So I'm gonna pull up all the news, each and everything, so that we can understand it in the details. So it's focused on using AI for physical tasks like manufacturing and engineering instead of chatbots. Okay, there's a lot of focus on chatbots and how bots could help in automating the chats and the voice mail services and all that one, and voice assistants as well. How there's a lot of focus on that in short. So this one is focused on AI for physical tasks like manufacturing and engineering. Okay, let me highlight this one for my own notes. So in future I would like to see that if there is work in this field already. So I'm pretty sure that they are not the only ones doing this. Okay, so it was tagged, but I need okay, so let's go over here what this Project Prometheus is. It's an AI startup. It was founded by Jeff Bezos in November 2025. So this is true. Started like 6 months ago. Who will serve as co-chief executive? The project will launch with 6.2 billion in funding, partly from Bezos. Vic Bajaj, a chemist, this is formerly Google X, who's co-founder and CEO of AI incubator Foresight Labs. Who's Vic Bajaj, guys? Let's see. This guy, Canadian American scientist, business executive. How old is he? Almost 50. Born in Canada of Indian heritage. Let's see his work. Google Life Science and Grail. He co-founded Google Life Science, a division of Alphabet Research Group Google X, working out of Google Mountain View campus. So he has worked at Google at a good level, and then he became managing director of Foresight Capital, an investment firm. Okay, so Bajaj was reported as the co-founder and CEO of Project Prometheus, an AI startup co-funded by Jeff Bezos in November 2025. So this is the co-founder and the CEO of the co-chief executive of Project Prometheus. It's based in San Francisco with offices in London and Zurich. So guys, this actually does give me vibes of like pay to play. If you have money, you come in hot and you basically swing at it. They are coming in with 6.2 billion dollars in funding. And on the other hand side, we see bootstrap AI startups rising from the grassroots. But if you have money, the field is yours to play, guys. That's pretty obvious. So they have hired 120 employees, including researchers from AI firms Meta, OpenAI, and DeepMind. Among other, company plans to use AI tech, okay, to improve engineering and manufacturing in fields of computing, aerospace, and automobiles. It intends to apply AI to physical tasks that require systems that can learn not just from massive amount of digital data and LLMs are programmed to do, but also from real world trial and error. So the correlation that I see between applying AI to physical tasks and this last line, but also from real world trial and error, I think this is very significant. If you have to train AI to do a certain physical task, let's assume that you want to train AI to cut hair as a barber. It is not as like you just give text and context to the model. You actually have to feed it with the videos of barbers cutting and all the knowledge related to that, and it would be like more of a real world data that would be fed to that AI model. So then the next part which I visualize is connecting that AI to let's say a limb, a hand, so that sort of stuff. So I think they are on to that kind of stuff. That's the first impression that I have. Anyways, moving on. In November 2025, Project Prometheus acquired General Agents, and agentic AI startup. See guys, they had the money and they went to acquire another AI startup, the agentic AI startup as it mentions over here. Agents are like a big topic these days in AI. So in the following month, the company ran into a trademark issue, discovering that a trademark application for an AI company with the same name had been made on November 17th. Guys, oh goodness. As of 2026, the Prometheus Group also seeking large-scale funding. So they are coming in with $6.2 billion in funding and also seeking a large-scale funding for a holding company that would acquire companies that Bezos and Bajaj anticipate will be hit by industrial AI technology. This is crazy, guys. AI is coming after our jobs, the physical tasks. So, well, that's what we know so far. And on LinkedIn, okay, 18K followers. And look at this, guys. The page, there's nothing on it. AI for the physical economy. Looks like an interesting line, interesting paragraph. The New York Times. This is behind a paywall. Let's go to Business Insider. Jeff Bezos' secretive AI startup is said to be valued at 38 billion after raising a $10 billion mega round. Oof, this is from March 15th. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's something which we haven't come across before. Little is known about the startup other than it is focused on physical AI designed to interact with real world industrial processes such as manufacturing, aerospace engineering. Okay, Project Prometheus has been snapping up office space in San Francisco and luring away top talent from OpenAI. That's the playbook, guys. If you have the money, lure in the top talent. Bezos has also been in early discussion with investors in the Middle East and Southeast Asia to raise as much as $100 billion for an investment fund to acquire or invest in companies that would benefit from the tech. I think this is quite interesting. When the founders are putting up billions of their own money, then I think this will give confidence to other investors to jump into this. They would definitely feel like they are onto something big when the founders are committing not just 1 2 billion, multiple billions straight up. Project Prometheus is stepping into a crowded field dominated by giants like OpenAI, Google DeepMind, XAI, and Anthropic, all of which have had start in developing AI models and hiring deep talent benches. I think, like it said on their LinkedIn page, that this is AI for the physical economy. We understand that the LLMs made by OpenAI, Google DeepMind, and XAI, all that, they are way ahead. XAI is rather, I would say, the younger LLM among the other ones mentioned over here, but the thing is, it's also catching up really fast, really fast. I'm using it more than I was using 1 month ago, and well, it has fast version, it has the expert version. So although naturally anyone would be leaning to use the expert, but sometimes we need very fast answers. So the fast version on XAI is Grok is insane. You have to use Grok. So all of which have head start in developing. So well, from my understanding, I think if they are going for the physical economy and they are also buying other startups and they have the money, I think they will be like in a different avenue than competing with OpenAI, Google DeepMind, and Anthropic, and so on and so forth. It also faces pressure from other well-founded startups like targeting physical AI. So that's what I was actually interested in looking at, that if there are other companies doing the same thing. So Periodic Labs, founded by William Fiddes, is a prominent AI researcher best known for his work at OpenAI, where he served as VP of research and helped lead the post-training efforts behind ChatGPT. This guy seems quite interesting. Periodic Labs. Let's search on Google what they are onto about Periodic Labs. Our goal is to create an AI scientist. Science works by conjecturing how the world might be, running experiments, and learning from the results. So I'd be interested in seeing if there's any mention of physicality, like going after the physical task. So they mention physical sciences, but like it's different. Technology progress is limited by our ability to design the physical world. Okay, so this is about designing the physical world. Okay, let's see if it makes sense further. One of our goal is to discover superconductors that work at higher temperatures than today's material. Superconductors. I also told you that I'll be keeping a glossary of terms. So we have superconductors. Superconductors are material that conduct electricity with zero resistance and expel magnetic fields cooled below a specific, typically extreme critical temperature. Superconductors with reference to AI. What does it? AI is transforming the field of superconductivity, turning what was once slow, serendipitous discovery process into a targeted, accelerated science. AI is used to predict new high temperature superconducting materials, optimizing their properties. Okay, so superconductors, well, doesn't directly relate to AI, but like it's something that AI could improve. One of our goals, okay, got it. We are also working to deploy our solutions with industry. As an example, okay, this seems interesting. We are helping a semiconductor manufacturer that is facing issue with heat dissipation on their chips. We are training custom agents for their engineers and researchers to make sense of the experimental data in order to iterate faster. So guys, I think this company is doing like a different job than what Project Prometheus is gonna do. From what I understand, the Bezos and Bajaj, they are gonna work on stuff that actually would be done with hands, like the actual physical task, the hard labor. They are going after that. But this one is more like a AI for scientists, AI for researchers, periodic lab. So this is well reported by Business Insider, but I don't see much of a correlation over here. But I'm pretty sure there will be other AI startups that are gonna do the same job which Jeff Bezos wants to do with his startup. That's why he's going after acquiring other startups in the same field. So on Yahoo Finance, what do we have over here? So I want to extract something which we haven't got from the expos, not from Wikipedia, not from LinkedIn, not from the other news sites. Let's see if there's something new. Okay, stay updated. BlackRock role as a key investor. BlackRock is also a key investor in Project Prometheus, and its public vision for AI-enabled asset management signal that the firm is trying to stay close to technologies that could shape how clients invest. Okay, so BlackRock is also invested in Project Prometheus. Interesting. How this fits into the BlackRock narrative. Technology integration can support client retention, recurring revenue, and margin resilience through platforms like Aladdin and related tools. So the AI solutions that are gonna come out of Project Prometheus are gonna be directly affecting or could potentially improve what BlackRock is already invested in. Interesting, guys. So we have one news on Silicon Republic related to this. JP Morgan, Chase, BlackRock, DST Global, Arch Venture Partners have reportedly invested in the lab. Okay, guys. So other than that, things are kind of the same. What do we have over here? Guys, reject the cookies. Reject them. Anyways, coming to this, so it's also about the $10 billion funding. It will include JP Morgan and Chase, BlackRock. Okay, so Bezos is building something that looks less like an AI startup and more like a vertically integrated industrial intelligence company. And as for now, Wall Street is financing the vision, and so is Bezos and Bajaj. So this is what we could find on Project Prometheus, and this seemed quite, I'd say, mildly exciting, not like way too exciting. Okay, if there's disruption like it's shown in this image, if we have AI trained robots doing stuff at insane speeds, replacing humans and doing wonders, then I think it's gonna be very interesting. So what's the difference? You would ask that, okay, this is already a robot doing certain tasks, it has replaced human. Now the thing is, guys, you need to understand these robotic arms. I've worked in a factory, I've worked in manufacturing units, so I can tell you what this is, so and where the difference lies and why this Project Prometheus I think seems interesting. So this robotic arm, it's programmed to do a certain task. They, before it starts working, they map out its whole route and the action that it is gonna take, and they program it to do that. And let's say its task is to take one thing from here, put it here. It's gonna keep doing that, keep doing that. Before there were humans, so they replaced the humans and put the robotic arm, because the human needs benefits, he needs healthcare, he needs insurance, he needs salary, he needs time off. But these robotic arms, they can continue doing this 24/7 or as much as you like in a day, and maybe monthly they need some maintenance or that. But now what's the role of AI in this? So from my experience understanding, this same robotic arm, if it becomes dynamic, let's say you could make a one component from this robotic arm, or maybe you could make 10 different components from this arm, or it's kind of independent in how it wants to work about to do that certain task which you asked for. Then this is the use of I am trying to give you like the vision of this, that would be like AI coupled with robotics. So guys, this is the thing. So these robotic arms are doing already what they are programmed to do, but the one that will have AI coupled with it, it would have more autonomy, it would have more creativity, it would have more I'd say context. Well, anyways, I hope you do understand what I'm referring to. So this was all about Project Prometheus. Let me take these links, and what I'm gonna do is, let's bring this one over here, and I'm gonna be putting the link and the details over here so that if I need to come back to this, I can, well, basically refer to this. So I can also make an X post, and well, we do have the information, everything related to it. So I think we can make an X post. Although I would not put this in my weekly ones, but I think making an X post seems like the right idea. Let's bring this one over here. Let's change the screen. So I think right now 3 people have watched the stream. One on Kick, two on YouTube. Okay, so now let's start with making a post. Let me copy this one, and we have to craft this post. And okay, little did I know that Jeff Bezos is pouring his own billions on his AI startup called Project Prometheus. BlackRock is also in on it. They envision to be the AI for physical economy. Project already valued at 38 billion USD. Now we have to put something. Let's see if we can find Jeff Bezos over here. Jeff Bezos, guys. By the way, I have a book on Jeff Bezos, guys. Oh my goodness. Let me see. It's over there. I started to read it, and guys, this is a guy who we could learn a lot from. I'll show you the book. Wait a second, guys. Don't go anywhere. We have the book. Check this out. This is the book, Invent and Wander by Jeff Bezos. Interesting, guys. Maybe I would cover this one, but let us randomly read some line from it. Recruiting talent. We pay very competitive compensation at Amazon, but we have not created that kind of country club culture where you get free massages and whatever perks of the moment are. Okay. And there's a big question over here. Do you want mercenaries or missionaries? Guys, mercenaries or missionaries in context of hiring and human resource management. So this was interesting. So with this post, I think I could make something sarcastic. Let's see if we can find. Okay, I've seen these sorts of images of Jeff Bezos work well with Twitter. Which one should we use, guys? I think this one is good. It captures Amazon behind. Okay, so let me just post it.